efficient when filtering sulfur, for instance. So do you believe that the sulfur would be direct damage?
If you can give me an example of where, say, sulfur was, say, was next to a playground.
We're talking close to a city, and the plant itself caused the damage.
But what damage? Sorry.
If sulfur is in the air and the people ingest it, and it transforms to sulfuric acid.
Again, like we said with acid rain, unfortunately, with things which are pumped into the air, it's very difficult to attribute direct blame, especially if there are no laws in place against like producing carbon, which there aren't.
Yes, but if there are no laws in place against, then how can you actually blame the CEO?
No, because, for example, there are laws saying that you cannot indiscriminately just pump your waste into rivers. Companies have been fined for this many a time in the past. But what we're saying is that this blame is attributed to the CEO. And that's our point.
Well, do you believe that the CEO is 100% responsible for this?
Not all the time, no. And 100% is very difficult on many occasions. But we're not, when we're saying we prosecute, we're not saying we chuck them in jail straight away. We said that once they're prosecuted, they have to make sure that they stop whatever they're doing and pay reparations for it. But if they do not, they get prosecuted again because they're in charge of the company.
Yes, but what if they were misled by their own people? What if other circumstances are in play?
Then, like you agreed with us, the judges, we trust the judges to do this. It's like in any case, like a murder case, for example. No two murder cases are identical. It's hard to, it's impossible.
Okay, so you mentioned piracy in Somalia. Well, since the direct damage had been done, how is that exactly connected?
Oh, because okay, fine. Like I mentioned, the company had pumped in waste directly into this river, literally directly into the river. No, nothing, no pollutants in the air or anything. And this river is where this fishing industry was located. And the people, the fishermen working there, obviously this water's become polluted. Unfortunately, it was just covered in excretion. They had to move somewhere else, and they couldn't because it was the only location, and they had to move to the city to live in shanty towns.
Right. Thank you.
First of all, I would like to go back to the Iran plan. So we strongly believe that those big corporations, they wouldn't be putting waste in rivers if they have another choice, another place to put it. Okay, they will pay the fine, they will put out of the river those waste, but they will just move it to another place in the nature. So it's the same thing. We are still, I'm quoting directly, we still make direct physical action to the environment. And I think that law will be always breaking. And I would also like to say that aren't all factories in the same financial position, and all the factories are important, even those small ones that are in small cities. And according to your plan, they wouldn't be included in this. And I think because they can afford themselves to pay fines, and that will harm all of other factories. And I would like also to say that there is our moral responsibility of all of us, not just about corporations. All of us are every day, every moment, like now, maybe 3 billion people in the world are harming the environment by direct physical action. And we must think about our responsibilities and what we should do next, punish every people who do something bad. I think that your plan wouldn't work because that law wouldn't really have any effect. You need to find some other solution to this problem, because that waste is going in nature anyway. So we strongly believe that it is government who has to provide some conditions to corporations to go green or to solve their problems with waste, not just to increase fines or something like that, because that in that case factories wouldn't be able to make profit, and it would cause more damage. So that's it. Thank you.
first question is about the idea of corporations having a choice as to whether they place waste into rivers. You said they don't, yes?
Yes,
They don't have a choice.
no.
Do you believe that big corporations run for profit?
Yeah.
Do you think that it is cheaper to treat toxic waste or to dump it?
It's cheaper to dump it.
It's cheaper to dump it. So do you not think this might be a reason for them, therefore, dumping toxic waste?
Yeah, but that is because they don't have a choice.
But surely they have a choice. Well, the plan that we're suggesting actually says that the penalties will be far larger if you don't do this. Is that not correct?
Yeah, but
So does the plan not therefore prevent toxic waste being dumped?
I think you misunderstand me. I say that waste they put out of river, they will put it somewhere else in nature. So
Right, you did say that. No, you're right, you did say that. But do you not think, but these laws, while admittedly on a case-by-case basis, they're not just applying for one area. Once a company has done this, they will be warned, fined, forced to stop. If they persist, then their CEO will be legally prosecuted. Companies, do you believe that companies can continue to have their CEOs prosecuted? No. So how can these companies continue to flout these regulations we've put in place?
My colleague will ask those problems later.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much. And you also mentioned that millions of people in the world, billions of people, have a duty to the environment. Yes. Do you not believe that these people will actually take far more active interest in global warming and be far more responsible if they can see large corporations themselves actually doing some changing?
No, I don't think so.
You don't believe that people will